to a first of 3 videos talk about the WWE. We're going to basically talk about what we'd like to see change in each brand, and we're going to kick off with ECW.
Because it's the one that needs the most.
It's the one that we think needs the most changing, probably. So here we go.
Right, probably the first radical change is something that a few people have said. Make it, I would say, the brand more about the wrestling, because you're only getting out of the TV. So cut out the skits. Not all the skits, obviously.
No, because you won't get the progress and stuff like that.
Not work as WWE program, but
yeah.
Cut out
most
the crappy skits that you don't
like cutting edge and
like Kelly coming out and saying like HD. Alright, yeah,
it's Kelly.
But that could have been done on WWE.com. That could have been done on a 2-hour Raw the night before.
Which means double Kelly, because you got double amount of time for it then.
Exactly. And then we can have a 15-minute main event.
Yeah, which, you know, with people like Shelton Benjamin, CM Punk and John Morrison, you could do in ECW.
Indeed. But again, another major point would then be the roster.
Yeah.
Because this is one thing I think they do. They pick people to go on ECW who maybe they think, well, this guy's good, he's good on OVW, but is he good enough to be on Raw or SmackDown? No. And they put him on ECW. Can't work like that. If it's going to be a brand in itself, it's going to be a fully functioning brand on its own, which I think it needs to be. I don't see this whole SmackDown ECW thing working long term. Then you need to put people like Matt Hardy there, mid-carders that maybe aren't getting enough time on Raw and SmackDown can go main event. Yeah. ECW.
And stop wasting our time with Big Daddy V and Mark Henry.
Again, they'd work better on SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah. I think what we want to try and see really with ECW is to see ECW being the wrestling show compared to Raw and SmackDown, which is going to be more the entertainment shows.
Being the alternative to
Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, like again, if you've got an alternative
yeah.
in the company, then you don't have to watch other companies. Like
the original ECW was back in the day to Nitro and Raw.
Yeah, a lot of people watched it because they were sick of watching Nitro and Raw. And
so
couldn't work with Raw and SmackDown.
So that's an interesting point, I think. Really. What gets on my nerves really with people on YouTube is that people leave comments and do videos saying that the WWE don't care about ECW. Well, that's bollocks really, because ECW is just, you know, alright, doesn't get as much time as Raw and SmackDown probably, but it's a brand that's bringing in the money. Yeah, and the WWE are interested in keeping it going, because, you know, they've tried, when like a couple of months ago when ECW was in the pits, they didn't just leave it to die. They've tried to keep it going with the SmackDown thing. I know it's not the greatest, but it was a quick solution and it's kind of working at the moment. It's not great, but it's keeping it going at the moment. So
because I think the difference is it's the brand that is there predominantly for, because like the first one night stand, I think they had more pay-per-view buys for that than they thought they were going to get.
Yeah.
They had more interest in that than they thought they were going to get. So they did another one, and we thought, let's make a brand out of it, let's make a separate brand. But again, for me, I think that was them themselves admitting at the time, right, look, people liked the one night stands because they were different to a normal WWE pay-per-view. So let's make a brand that's different to Raw and SmackDown. And I don't know whether Paul Heyman going changed all that or whatever, but it certainly isn't any different anymore.
Yeah, well, ECW was great when it first came back. You know, it was good to watch, but now it's nothing more than a glorified OVW. It's just OVW with TV time, and nobody wants to see that because you got some great wrestlers there who just aren't getting the time because they're being wasted, really.
Exactly, and you know, when you got Big Daddy V going over Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer isn't the best wrestler in the world. Tommy Dreamer isn't the guy who at this stage in his career is going to get another world title run, but he's better than Big Daddy V. If like Matt Hardy is going over Tommy Dreamer to solidify Matt Hardy as a main eventer, or I wouldn't put Khalito in ECW, but again, he's somewhere in that sort of bracket, then it makes them look more impressive. With Big Daddy V squashing Tommy Dreamer in 2 minutes. It's like, oh well, we're all sick of Big Daddy being that was Tony Dreamer.
I think what ECW is struggling with a lot at the moment. I know that it might be out of WWE's hands, and certainly it's not very helpful to Dusty Rhodes booking it. But you haven't got many ECW originals left, for reasons or another. I think one of the worst moves WWE made was putting Vince as champion.
I think yes,
that was a big mistake.
That pissed a lot of people off, and I think that made a lot of people realise,
including the whole fucking show.
They were going to do what they wanted with it then. They weren't going to, in any way, shape or form, stick to how it was. And again, it doesn't. People come on and say, "Oh, it's not ECW." It was never going to be.
No.
But I think when they did that, then it was almost as if the other ECW didn't count.
Yeah.
And the only similarity was the name.
When I heard ECW was coming back, I was hoping that they were going to make it a wrestling show, but they never did. Like you said before, ECW wasn't always hardcore wrestling 24/7. It was
not every single match.
No, it was a wrestling show. It was good to watch because they were proper wrestlers. It wasn't full of
like Benoit, Dean Malenko,
it was full of people who could wrestle.
They weren't checking people through flaming tables and throwing chairs around, but they were having classic matches.
Yeah.
Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin,
and
CM Punk could be doing now on it.
But I think the weakness of ECW was shown in its pay-per-view. December to December, what a poor pay-per-view that was.
Again, that was Vince McMahon meddling with it, don't it?
Yeah.
The whole Bobby Lashley thing, like taking Sabu out of the main event.
I know.
Heels in.
Yeah. So.
I think what they need to do with ECW is they need to think, where is this going? Is it a brand that's there just because people are going to buy the merchandise? Yeah. Or is it a brand that they actually want to do anything with? So, to sum up and bring this first video to a close, WWE decide what ECW is going to be. Is it a legit brand, or is it there just to make money? And if it's there just to make money, well,
then you might as well end it, because it's
never going to get the views that you want it to get.
And it's going to but yet again, ECW still, I don't know what it's like at the moment, but for a while last year, even when ECW was at its very worst, it was still pulling in more views and Impact. So
I suppose it'll probably keep existing.
So there must be some people watching ECW somewhere. I don't know if it's us faithful ones or whatever.
No, we watch it on the internet. Get it at 2 o'clock in the
morning. Well, no, we don't even get on a Tuesday. That stuff doesn't make sense. Sky Sports, what's all this about? We don't get ECW until Thursday. That's what it showed to us.
Is it, as soon as they moved to Tuesday nights, I just started watching it.
Yeah. Because that means we're 2 days. It's just another.
I know what's happened by the time it comes on.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a different story completely.
We'll talk about it in another video, another time.
Indeed. So
thank you.
We'll do these on Raw and SmackDown at a later date.
Thank you, good night. That's a fucking shit down, my boys.